Hello students. So we continue further our discussion on case taking. So in this presentation I am going to do the discussion on aphorism number 103 and aphorism number 104. So these are the two last aphorisms Dr. Hahnemann has discussed in case taking. So this will be our last discussion on the case taking aphorisms. So in 103, Dr. Hahnemann gives us the guidelines about the case taking in chronic miasmatic disease SORA. So in chronic diseases, different patients show different symptoms and they are noted. Detailed case taking is done to build the totality of symptoms. The several symptoms form the various forms of SORA. So what do you mean by various forms of SORA? SORA is the fundamental cause of chronic disease, right? So the various forms of SORA are collected from the symptoms of number of patients. So several symptoms from the number of patients form the various forms of SORA. Homeopathic remedy is indicated to the various forms of SORA and that's called as antisoric remedy. Antisoric remedy means not opposite to the SORA, but it means that it is given in the soric miasmatic states to remove this underlying soric miasm. So that is called as antisoric remedy. So how we arrive at genus epidemicus after case taking of several cases. Similarly, after taking several cases, we arrive at totality of every miasm. So the features of every miasm are not collected from one single patient's symptoms, but it is a collective symptoms from number of individual patients. The remedies are true remedies of several patients suffering from chronic diseases. Okay, so the remedies are thus true remedies for the several patients suffering from chronic diseases. So number of patients with their sufferings, they collectively form the symptoms of soric miasm. Okay, and the true remedies are for the true remedies are given for such patients suffering from chronic disease, and true remedy must cover the underlying miasm. Okay, so the remedy should be antisoric remedy in case of chronic miasmatic disease of SORA. Okay, so the case taking should be done in detail. We have already seen number of times Dr. Hahnemann gives us the instruction that in the case of chronic disease, patient's diet, his mode of living, his occupation, the hygienic conditions, the pure drinking water supply, his mental state, his environment with respect to family, work, and society, all must be inquired into details. And the most important, the mental makeup of the person and other physical generals of the patient, they are absolutely of highest importance. Now, why they are of highest importance? Because they are the individualizing features for that individual. So they are the symptoms of that individual which are at most important in the totality of symptoms. So 103 gives us the guidelines for the case taking in the chronic miasmatic disease SORA. So here the detailed case taking must be done and the remedy prescribed should cover the underlying miasm. Okay, so we go further. Aphorism number 104. This describes that after case taking we form totality of symptoms, and this aphorisms also discusses importance of record keeping. So after case taking, the most difficult task is accomplished. Physician pays attention to totality of symptoms, of course, and in that the most important are characteristic symptoms. Natural morbid phenomena of affection of vital force is then met with similar medicinal force stronger than it. Natural morbid phenomena of affection of vital force is then met with similar medicinal force stronger than it. So we have already seen the natural cures, how they take place. We are always discussing the reference of the example that ophthalmia, which is cured by onset of smallpox. So this is how in nature the cure takes place. So in the disease conditions, whenever there is a natural morbid phenomena, means whenever there are natural diseases where vital force is dynamically affected, they are removed by administration of the similar medicinal force and little stronger than it. The pure effects of medicine are already known by proving on healthy provers, and they are noted in homeopathic materia medica. So for cure we require the symptom totality of natural disease, then the matching is done with the homeopathic materia medica and remedy is selected, and this remedy the dose is made little stronger than the natural disease so that cure is resulted. Okay, now after the patient is been prescribed the first prescription, the most important aspect is also of follow up. So the case record we already saw is the most important, and we have already noted down all the symptoms of the patient in the case record. We saw how minute instructions given by Dr. Henneman to write down the one symptom one below other and asking the patient to speak slowly so that the case record will be completed. At the end, the liberty is given to the physician to ask the detailed inquiry of certain symptoms which he feels needs to be inquired into details. Thus, the case record is completed. Now in this we have to also go for follow-up. Now how to do the follow-up is physician just tick marks the symptoms already noted when they are ameliorated, and if patient gives any new symptoms, the new symptoms are added. So importance of record keeping is very vital in the homeopathic field, and it is very much vital for the homeopath, so that it is not possible for him to remember all the physical generals, mental generals, and physical particulars of the patient. Okay, so the case record consists of the detailed information he has taken during the interview, that is during the case taking, when the patient has narrated in detail about his sufferings. So importance of record keeping. Dr. Hahnemann has already told us that give the instruction to the patient to speak slowly, and physician will write down each and every symptom one below the other, and so that if any further details are available at the end of the case taking, he can further include it at the in the front of that symptom. Okay, so the importance of record keeping is such that a ship without radar is like a case without record, and the opposite is true, that if a case is without record, it is similarly a ship without radar. So the direction will be lost if the record keeping is not done properly. So record keeping helps the physician to assess the further follow-ups. It has got the information which is also having medico-legal importance. It is also important when the number of patients are increased. It is not possible for the physician to remember. The next important aspect, if the physician is not available, then if the next physician comes, then the case record will guide him to understand the patient. So everything is recorded in the case, right from the symptoms, right from the remedy selection, right from the potency and repetition. Thus, the follow-ups are also very important aspect of record keeping. Okay, so we go further. Now, difference in case taking in homeopathy and allopathy. So just have a glance over this, that in homeopathy, case taking is done where the minute details of patient symptoms with respect to mental general symptoms and physical general symptoms are done. Whereas allopath never notes down the minute details of the patient. Maybe many occasions his assistant will take patient's name and he will measure the patient's weight and he will just take the patient's blood pressure. Okay, so that's all about the case taking in allopath. So in homeopathy, minute details of patient symptoms are written in the case record, whereas allopath will never note down anything, the minute details of patient. Now see again, in homeopathy, physician gives adequate time to note down the minute details of patients. So physician has already given adequate time, and many of the times the appointment is fixed with the patient considering the availability of both physician as well as patient's time. Now in allopathy, he does not have time to note down the symptoms. The prescription of remedy is based on law of similars under the heading of homeopathy. So in allopathy, the prescription is of unknown mixture. So the same mixture consists of the 3A, B or C drugs, where the action of A is not known, the action of B and C is also not known, and by adding A and B and C, it becomes a third type of drug which action is also not available. Now follow-up of each symptom is evaluated as it is noted down. So in homeopathy, the physician has already put down the follow-up that where he is going to find the amelioration is also according to nature. So the patient's first symptoms to get ameliorated will be general symptoms, and the particular symptoms where the pathology is present may be of functional or structural type, they will be ameliorated later. So follow up also of each symptom is done in homeopathy. Follow up is done with the in the allopathy, but he will just note down patient's blood pressure and patient's say weight. He has already forgotten patient's symptoms. Whatever is available to him is his prescription of drugs. Come down again in homeopathy, the profession needs reflection, conscientiousness, careful examination of patient and special treatment. Whereas in allopathy, very hurried examination of patient is done and mixtures are given. In homeopathy, rational practitioners are homeopath, whereas in allopathy, they are so-called rational practitioners. And what is the result in allopathy? It is bad because we have already seen the antipathic use is done in the allopathic practice mostly, or any other type which does not have any underlying law. So the result is mainly in the form of palliation. But still the patient visits the allopath as there is no better choice for him, or he visits out of fashion. So this is a difference in case taking in homeopathy as well as in allopathy. So we go to the next. So here the first point of business of physician is how is the physician to ascertain what is necessary to be known in order to cure the disease is completed. So how physician is to ascertain what is necessary to be known in order to cure is by case taking. So a case which is well taken is half cured. A case without radar is without record is a ship without radar. Case taking, the most difficult task is accomplished. So once we have completed the case taking, the most difficult task is accomplished. Okay, now the physician is having the knowledge what is curable in disease. Now we proceed further with the next, that is about the in 105th aphorism starts with drug proving. So this is a very short review of various aphorisms of case taking from 83 to 104. So 83rd aphorism is about the definition of case taking. Okay, so case taking, the instructions given by Dr. Henneman, the guidelines laid down by Dr. Henneman for the homeopath is in the aphorisms 83 to 104. So case taking, the instructions are given for case taking in acute disease in aphorism number 99. Difficulties in case taking and instructions to physician are discussed in aphorism 84 to 92. The conjoint melody is in the aphorism number 92. The most obvious cause in aphorism number 93. The hypochondriac patient, the hypersensitive patient is in aphorism number 96. The indolent patient in aphorism number 97. The qualities of physician required for case taking is given in aphorism number 98. case taking in acute diseases, that is in 99, and genus epidemicus described from 100 till 102. The homeopathic cures, it is a superior healing art, and it cures, that means the cure is from the within outwards. Okay, it is from the disease is removed from the roots. And in aphorism number 104, there is record keeping and follow ups. So this is the presentation for case taking, and from aphorism number 83 to 104. So all of you are instructed to go through the discussions, various presentations again and again, and be thorough in the case taking. Case taking is a foundation for a homeopath, that he will have the success in curing the patient. Okay, so thank you.